The power to split and merge matter.
Seeing is believing. Now presenting a poem of finale. I am the Tempest.
Oceans,
Bow before me. Exonerate. Windstorm. Sweep all away. Purge the impure. Thanks for watching. Polyphony. Solo time. Solo
such
time.
is their blessing. In the last note.
Listen, the trio of destiny. Wind calls, wind howls, unfettered by bounds. The wicked will face judgment. Good. One trumble sound.
Repent.
For silence beckons. Time, charge forth with me. Face your this windstorm. Sweep all the way. Thanks for watching. Ta-da! Let the show begin. Wind call. Wait. I am the Tempest. Annihilation. One with the sound.
Oceans,
Bow before me. Listen, the trio of destiny. Wind howls, unfettered by bounds. Tempest flashes. Perish. True form, revealed at last. Center, the fall. Charge forth with me. Furious tides, split the heavens. Thanks for watching. Wind calls, waves follow. Waves rise, judgment strikes.
such is their blessing.
Presenting a poem of finale. Wind calls, waves follow. defeated. We'll face judgment.
Such is their true form.
Revealed at last. Sentence before. Sounding the death knell. Exonerate. Furious tides. Split the heavens. Thanks for watching. Ta-da! Let the show begin. Wind calls. Wait, I am the Tempest. Annihilation. Wind rises. Tempest of flashes. Collapse.
Repent.
For silence beckons. Tide, rise and crash.
Loading. Diminish. Astral modulation.
Stay back. Frozen blockade. A change of perception. Conquest begins now.
Vow from the soul. Stay calm. I engraft you new. Loading.
Stay behind me. Shackles be gone. Ha! Engrave. A change of perception. Conquest begins now. Welcome. Pathetic struggle. My valor never fails!
Ordained. Loading. In war with time.
Stay behind me. Frozen blockade. This is my world. Unmatched! Sing of my triumph! Winners win! Here! It ends now!
Vow from the soul. Loading. Astral modulation.
Stay behind. Like frigid death. Not worth mentioning. Fight by my side. Invincible! Perceptible! Stand tall before the eternal sun! Here! One strike is enough!
Ordained. Loading.
Roars of conquest!
Loading. In war with time.
Stay behind me. Frozen blockade. Not worth it. Fight by my side. Pathetic struggle. Stand tall before the eternal sun. It ends now.
Oh, from the heart. Loading. Iron graft renew.
Stay behind me. Like frigid death. Cycle change your perception. Conquest begins now. Unmatched! Moment of victory. Winners win! My valor never fails!
Ordained. Loading. Astral modulation.
Stay behind me. Lotus pervade! A change your perception. This is my moment. Invincible! Perceptimon! Stand tall before the eternal sun! One strike is enough!
Oath from the heart. Loading. Iron graft renew.
Stay behind. Like frigid death. Change your perception. Fight by my side. In one strike. All blood. Perceptimon. It ends now.
Ordained. I'm fine.
Lotus pervade.
I'll do my best. Incoming, beware. Chi lasts evermore. Like this?
It's the painting. Witness the art's true form.
Tear them to pieces. Crush them. beware. Universe in my psyche. Like this?
Art unveiled!
I've had enough. Get lost. My field of expertise. Such nerve.
Banish all vice.
Embrace the oneness.
Instant painting! Art unveiled!
Tear them to pieces.
Don't blink!
My field of expertise. Incoming, beware. Universe in my psyche.
He captured the spark!
Tear them to pieces. Zap string. It's our curtain call. No mercy. My field of expertise. I'll pay it back tenfold. Evils be gone. Embrace the oneness.
Capture the spark! Here comes a helper!
Zap strength, the stage is yours. I've had enough. Get lost.
Instant painting!
Next coming up is just clips of me failing, and you can see how in the middle of this attack, I failed to parry the attack in the mid-attack. So yeah, 10 out of 10.
Found your weak spot. The stage is set. I'm still victory favors me.
As you can see, I ulted with Carlotta, and then midway through this attack, I dodged late, I guess, so I took some damage. But the worst part is when I swap into Verena here, and I dodge upward, but he still caught me mid-air to that extent, as I was above his, actual attack. So yeah, that was a restart.
Did I mess it up? You will yield.
And this one, I just timed my ult wrong. Right as soon as the RNG decided, yeah, I'm just gonna go for a grab attack, so I couldn't get my ultimate in time to parry that. So yeah, rip me. And this is the final, clip of me, having less of an incidence for the whole fight. So yeah, I still take some damage, but overall, no one died.
Use some fertilizer. Instant painting. Art unveiled. My compliments. Improvise. You will yield. Glory demands more. Masterpiece complete. Still recognize me? Bloom. Bask in the sunlight. The fruit of evolution. Witness the art's fruit born. Here comes a helper. My compliments. Brilliance lights the way. Take this. favors me. Masterpiece complete. Still recognize.
Leave it to me.
Me.
Luminous energy. Roll for me.
Insta-painting. Capture the spark. My compliments. Found your weak spot. Glory demands more. A new era awaits.
Incoming, beware. Universe in my psyche. Clarity. Come forth. Serenity.
Together we vanquish. Beckon the divine flames.
Crosscut. Sever. Incoming, beware. Embrace the oneness.
Be reduced to cinders.
Victory favors me. A new era awaits. Still recognize me.
Clears the blaze.
Zapstring, art. I've had enough. Get lost.
Beckon the divine flames.
Sever.
The world is mine. In the name of the Montellis. Improvise. Still recognize me.
My field of expertise.
Mind's eye.
My compliments. Brilliance lights the way. The world is mine. Masterpiece complete. Still
Tear them to pieces.
recognize me.
Crush them.
Together we vanquish.
And here we have the, floor fails here against the Executioner. Not a big fan of them, just the 2 attack specifically, especially when they teleport right there. It gets worse when there's more of them, since you know they're just a lot of teleporting attacks and you just can't do much. And the other one is the execution attack, where they go in darkness and then just execute you with a grab attack. But the thing is, when you're playing a unit that just close range, they can instantly do that and just grab you, and there's no telling about what kind of attack it is, because it's either they're gonna teleport attack or just like they're gonna grab you and execute you and stuff. So yeah, not a fan of them, especially with that attack. It's instant. And then you have the final boss of the floor here. Not a big fan. That's because I can't tell where the parry starts and ends with her, especially with is it tied to the end of the sword? And if it is, given the condition of where she starts swinging her animation, either from the right side or the left side, where can I actually parry it at, like what end point? Because it's not in the middle of the screen, and it comes from off screen essentially, where does it have to be in the middle of the screen for me to parry it, or not? I know there's a way you can parry it if you can get up close to her, but that's essentially like rushing her and stuff. And also the fact that she essentially leaves off flower this boomerang or something like that. That's just scares you from doing anything afterwards, because you have to like be prepared to constantly dodge all of those attacks and stuff. And so yeah, if you're not parrying her or constantly dodging, there's like no way to do much of a damage. And a lot of it, I feel like the window's just too tight. And yeah, you can see I changed a little bit to a new team, but then after a couple more tries, that's coming up, I just got a little bit frustrated and decided I think it's best if I just deal with this floor as Carlotta instead.
Shielding others is my duty. This isn't... Doesn't hurt. I'm okay. It's arduous. I see the light.
And then you have here just me speeding up, a video of me just redoing the tower and stuff to, use Carlotta and stuff. I swapped to Carlotta because it's much more easy to fight this boss. I mean, any boss in general, given her skills can, freeze the enemy. But one of the main things is that I think when it comes to the pistol units or so, with their attack when they actually use it, is that I think they have like a faster time or like a bigger hitbox when hitting an enemy that you can parry with or something like that when a vertical shows up. So it's much more easier to parry, this boss with it, I guess, because again, I am not sure where it ends or begins in, with the sword and the reticles and everything. I think if there's a way, a video or something that is basically dissect the whole game, showing you all the hitboxes and like the parry active time or something like that, then that would be good. But besides that, a lot of these are just personal experience and stuff for you to figure out. But it's also like you just sometimes get lucky and manage to get the parry hit. But yeah, I have to do a couple of restarts on this just to be able to, get it right on time for the reward.
A new era awaits. Take this! Sentinel protect me. Crystals, give me strength! Silence! Over there! Still recognize me. Sentinel protect me. Bask in the sunlight. The fruit of evolution. Victory favors me. Masterpiece complete. Still recognized. Ha! My compliments. Not even close. Surrender. Sentinel protect me. Bluebird, be my salvation. To the Sentinel, my compliments. Take this. Glory demands more. Masterpiece complete. Still recognize
Heard about the life is in everything. Wait for me.
my compliments. Impressed? Sentinel protect me. Descend! Ha! My compliments. Victory favors me. Time to part ways. In the name of the Montellis. Still low. Recognize me.
Bask in the sunlight.
Fruit of it. Sentinel protect me. Bluebird, be my salvation. Judgment time.
In case you're curious about what my character stat look like, here's Siakona, whatever. I don't know how to pronounce her name properly, but whatever. I have her mostly focused on attack. I also have an energy set that I use just if I want to make her cycle faster. I have to swap the pistol between Collarda and her for extra damage and stuff to use. So yeah, I don't really have much of like a weapon roster because a lot of the weapon roster I use to full are closely to level 1 and just needs a little bit more upgrade and stuff. But I'm busy farming echoes, and you can see all these are like perfect offensive substat echoes. You spend a lot of time, and they're all essentially zero resonant zeros, just so you know. So I'm not a whale, I'm just a free to play. It is a pain to grind out all these, especially when you're opening up these echoes, and then all of a sudden the last stat is like an HP, and me and my OCD, I just I'm just gonna trash this. So I just been on a grind for a really long time just to get these perfect echoes, just to be able to get past these Tower of Adversities, fights and stuff. So yeah, I more or less use a Spectro just for the ultimate is slow, but that's about it. I more or less didn't really build her entirely. So yeah, this is literally just a really cracked gear, I guess you could say, rover with no upgrades to skills, nothing unlocked, with just a sword and the resonance, extra resonant abilities and stuff. But yeah, that's about it. I have to swap between some of the echoes here, from Rover to Jizeng, the monk air girl, whatever. Just because I have her built, and I'm building Rover at the same time with the Moonlight because the other arrow sets just doesn't stack, so you're kind of wasting a lot of those, stats / abilities from those echoes if you just build her with those arrow, echoes. So yeah, unless you're going for the DPS one might work, but the support one won't. So I just built her with Moonlight so I could be able to like cycle through after Synconia, and move to Carthy, my other DPS, to do as much damage as possible. So yeah, that's it works. 10 out of 10. Then you have Carithia here, I don't have her weapon, so she has to make use of the standard weapon banner. Same thing with Siconia and stuff. I don't have her weapon, so she use standard weapon. So yeah, this is the best optimal build and stuff. And best. I call HP defensive stats, so the best defensive for the offensive unit to take. So yeah, really cracked. Then you have a short keeper here with a lot of energy, recharge. I don't have her weapon because I was honestly focused on getting offensive weapons rather than the support weapons, since to some extent a lot of the regular 4-star weapons are actually decently good that you can actually use for them. So it's not, you don't miss out a lot. You kind of miss out a lot, but not entirely for the 4-star to be ignored. But if you don't have a 5-star one for it, you just use a 4-star. But yeah, if you have a 5-star, it could make it much easier and go faster for any fights and stuff. So that one here, self-explanatory. You just have Moonlight. You just have to, skill setup and stuff. She is maxed out, and 4-star generally easy to max out. And then as for her weapon, I kind of swapped that over. I kind of have her on the standard 5-star weapon, but I swapped that to Carthy and gave her this one, which actually works better since it gives her concerto energy faster and stuff. So yeah, 10 out of 10. I guess it's the best 4-star weapon you can have. And then you have Agasa here. A lot of this is just super crack stat. I'm not gonna lie. I've been farming those stuff, the Electro especially set, for a long time. For the first banner Electro unit, I forgot her name. But the Valor stuff, it also took some time to grind out. But yeah, she is like on mega crack substat gears for this one, Echoes too. So like, yeah, she practically destroyed the middle tower enemies and everything. So yeah, that's like straight up like the best setup that you can have, especially with her and Shorekeeper, where you can just hold the timer to do enough damage and then swap back to Shorekeeper in the cycle to do the extra damage and stuff. So yeah, it's 10 out of 10. Vernie here is on a healing set. I did have a Moonlight plan for her. That's only if she's with the Shorekeeper, just so I can, get a more damage boost. But, it doesn't stack the healing. The healing set doesn't stack, so, but since she's not paired with Shorekeeper, I have her on the healing set and also have her with her sharing the weapons between Shorekeeper for, the energy recharge and stuff to get her ult out. Also, not really a big fan of her, especially with her attack animation, especially the mid-air one, because once you take air, she cannot dodge properly. As the boss grabbed me mid-air, and I moved up, and I was already away from her attack, but yeah, I just got grabbed and died. And again, you can't do much. You can't do a plunge attack in mid-air, so she's stuck on the air doing the regular attack, where the boss enemy can just straight up just yeet her from the sky, like yeet her out of the sky somehow. So yeah, that's very difficult. Not a big fan of, using her and her moveset. But, I do like to abuse her ultimate, which just gives you the free invincibility. And since boss doesn't, freeze, or enemy doesn't really freeze when Verena uses her ability, it's a free get out jail card if you can use it right and time it with certain enemies' attack and stuff. This is the Phoebe, nothing special here besides, the regular stuff. Again, no extra resonance, just this. So yeah, and I basically designed a team with her and Claudia just to abuse the stun lock mechanic that they have on their ability. Because I think, especially with Hecate, she just moved way too much, and her attack are just a little bit all over the place, especially when they're coming off screen. And the, extra projectile attacks, so yeah. And then, yeah, you have Colada here. I don't have her weapon. If I did have her weapon, I might have to change one of the Echo that's crit damage to crit rate, because if you have lower than 40% crit rate, I'm not gonna lie, for me, I never actually crit with that crit rate. Like straight up, like the only thing I can actually do damage here is if I actually have about 60 or above crit rate or something like that. Because sometime in the past I have my Chengling with about like 20 or even like 30 crit rate, but she has like the highest crit damage ever. But it's like maybe she will do damage or maybe she won't with the crit damage. So yeah, that's how it is. So yeah, I've seen people talking about the new tower adversities, if it's easy or not, but honestly it is a little bit harder because you need an extra team. If you don't have that, then you just can't really do the other floor 3 or floor 4. And this is endgame, so it is meant to be difficult to get to. And if we're talking about the actual fight, is it hard or difficult? It is somewhat hard, especially for floor 3 and floor 4. It's already a little bit difficult on floor 2 because a lot of time is what's stalling the timer is these, random mobs that comes up. Or Coral decided to shove a bunch of like elite strong mobs in there that's just really difficult to fight under or fight against. But because of that, the timer goes down and stuff, and you just have to make sure you have the actual damage and setup constantly to be able to kill them in time, just so you can reach the boss before a certain timer and also kill them before the timer goes out and stuff. Yeah, like for me, like I think I kill the boss on floor 4 way faster than I anticipated, because I was pretty sure I had already 3 minutes and 30 seconds in, but apparently I was 4 minutes in. But yeah, because of that damage, I was able to kill it faster and make it just in time. I'm not sure if you can see it, but if you pause at the right time for most of these videos, especially on a timer, slowly by slowly as I beat the boss, you can see how I am sometimes and somewhat just slightly a minute, slightly minute like over, I guess you could say, before I don't get the most reward and stuff. Again, I miss either a 1 minute above the 180 second mark, or I beat it, but I am just like 2 seconds, under 180. Even the 150, where you're given extra 30 seconds, I am straight up panicking and like straight up trying to cycle the fights in my characters as much as possible. Like you can see here in the video about me to try to cycle and stuff. I screw up like midway, but I still managed to power through it because I think I have enough time because of that extra 30 seconds and the damage just to put up with it. To end this video, it's a personal opinion that it's just slightly a little bit harder because if you have the units, you can basically play to what the tower versus mechanic is, and that is an actual fact. But if you don't have it, then you will essentially do less unless you're able to kick in with the mechanics. I think again you have to use resonant skill or liberation to get a shield just to negate the 10% damage negation the boss has and stuff. So yeah, there's that. And it's a fact that skill ceiling and how people play with their play style differ. So some could be able to do this and some can't.